Hello, leading ladies. Hello, leading ladies. It's me, Christy Schrader with Altered Story. Are you ready to make the most of this one life story that you have? That's what I'm here for. I would love to just help you as a creative Christian woman who probably has more passions and interests than you know what to do with. I want to help you figure out how to live life to the full and live abundantly. It's so good to have you guys here today. Hi, Christmas Bell Nails. Show us your nails. I would love to know what kind of nails you have on today or are wearing. So good to see you guys here today. Today, I'm here to talk about your morning routine. And I don't know if you're like me, but I actually like to shift up my morning routine quite often. And that's just a part of, I think, being sort of a multi-passionate creative woman. I cannot stick with the same thing for too long or I get bored. Can you let me know? Do you love to switch things up or do you love to keep it the same? Why don't you comment and let me know? If you're up for something new, even if you keep it the same all the time, but you're like, hey, I would be willing to try something new if I heard about a good idea, then you're in the right place today because I'm going to just offer some ideas of products and podcasts and different things that I enjoy each morning before I get going on my day. And if you'd love to have some ideas, then you are in the right place. It's good to have you with me today. Every Thursday, I'm here at 11:30 a.m. Central, and I have encouragements and tips for multi-passionate, creative Christian women. And if that sounds like you, then I'd love to have you meet me here every single week. So this week, we're talking about the morning routines. And my first thought is, do you actually set an alarm in the morning or not? Depending if you're a stay-at-home mom or an entrepreneur and you get to set your own hours, or you have family members that set the pace for you, this can be different during different seasons of life, right? I have teenage boys now. Isaac is 17, Ethan is 14, and being an at-home office working girl, I get to set my own hours and my own pace. So I don't have to be anywhere at any certain time. But I do set up sort of a regular go-to, which we'll talk through this morning. So I sometimes set my alarm at 6:30, sometimes a little bit later, but our boys have to be to school at 7, so I get up. There's a Sarah Groves song that I love that she says, "Before my feet hit the floor, I'll praise you, Lord, I'll praise you, Lord." And so my first tip to you is before you grab your phone, before you look at Instagram, before you're on Facebook, before you're doing whatever you can do on your phone, I want you to just acknowledge Jesus and just thank him for this day. Ask him to be a part of it. Ask him to set your intentions right. Help him with help your attitude, whatever it is, so that you can actually roll out on the right side of the bed. So that's my first advice to you, no matter what you do, is just to ask God to help you and to be with you in your day. Then what I do is I love to wake up, and I am actually pretty spoiled. Now, I share this because it's amazing and I have to give God glory. If you don't have this blessing, I just think you're going to have to just set your coffee, but my husband makes coffee almost every day. And Nathan will go down in there and the coffee will already be ready almost always before I even get downstairs. And so the first thing I do is go get my coffee. And I go and I get to sit with Nathan. And since we have teenagers, they are still asleep. And Nathan and I get to talk. And we have such a neat morning connection. It's like if you get to go to a cafe and just talk to a friend. I am blessed to have my husband be my best friend. And every single day we talk about the day. We talk about kind of what we're going through. I admit he is the listener most often. He is an Enneagram 9. I'm an Enneagram 8. And I always have ideas and things that I want to share and thoughts to kind of work through with him. And he's so amazing to listen. And we have this amazing conversation about whatever's happening in our lives and kind of feel encouraged. So switching things up, I've got a few ideas for you about what I do next. Breakfast. Let me know if you don't mind commenting. What do you normally have for breakfast, or how does breakfast work for you? Recently, somebody got me onto fasting, intermittent fasting. And what she has encouraged me to do is to just wake up and go ahead and have your coffee, but wait until you're actually hungry before you eat anything. And when you eat something, of course, try to eat something healthy. So I've tried to do that, and I've been doing that, I'd say, a month and a half, maybe. However, in the last week, I just have sort of gotten off of that. And we've had eggs and bacon and toast and things a couple mornings, and I just have to admit the temptation was too great. So I looked at it as eating protein right away in the morning. But usually I'll do that before I ever go upstairs to start getting ready or anything, eat some breakfast. In another season of life, there's a book called Body Love. And in it, she talks about the science of like blending the different ingredients of your food together so that you don't have too much insulin spikes and all of that kind of stuff. And she got me on amazing like smoothies in the morning. Are you a smoothie drinker? Do you drink smoothies? I love the peanut butter and jelly one, which is basically peanut butter, frozen berries, protein powder, ice, and is that it? Oh, almond milk instead of dairy. So that's a really good one if you need a new smoothie idea. That's my very favorite go-to. So after I eat, after I talk with Nathan, then usually at 7:15, Ethan has to get to school, and Nathan is a gem and he drives him to school. It's only like 5 minutes away, but that's an excuse for me to go upstairs, and that's when I start my Bible time. And I think that it's so important, no matter what we do, that every single day we spend time growing our relationship with Jesus. It's not about religion. It's not about you got to do it, you have to do it, you should do it, even though we feel like that sometimes. How many of you know that when you spend that time with God, then you're like, why don't I always do this? Or why is it so hard to get here? And I just want to remind you that there is a spiritual battle going on to keep you from that relationship. Like with marriage, the words say, let no man put asunder what God has brought together. And I think that our relationship with God being a reflection of marriage says that, things are going to want to put us asunder from God, and we need to do what we can do to stay close to him. So just like I have my morning coffee with Nathan, I think it's important to meet with Jesus. And so for me, because I love to switch it up, I'd like to do different things. I'm just going to share some of the things that I've done during different seasons of life in case you're ready for a change in your quiet times with God. So a while ago, I did the 1-year Bible plan with Nicky Gumbel. He leads the Alpha course, which is a great first-time discipleship course. If people are atheists or don't know anything about God, they can come and be a part of Alpha and ask any questions and kind of grow in their faith. So Nicky Gumbel offers a 1-year Bible plan on the Bible app. It's totally free. It shows up every day. And what I think is so great about it is that every single day, depending on what he has, what you're going through with Psalms or Proverbs or the Old Testament or the New Testament, he brings it all together in a devotional that makes so much sense, and it makes the Bible come alive and you understand it in such a new way. So the Bible app with Nicky Gumbel, 1-year Bible plan, totally recommend it. Now, by the end of the year, I was like, come on, I'm ready to be done. But I finished it and I was really happy about that. So I've also done the First 5 app, which is by Proverbs 31. Lisa Turkhurst turned me on to that. And that's it's supposed to take 5 minutes a day. You just read this, a devotional. Sometimes you watch a video from some of the ladies that teach, and then you read the Bible verses right there on your phone. So if you want it to be really handy, that's an awesome idea. I'm a very old soul. So one of my all-time favorite devotional books is Streams in the Desert. It's written by a missionary wife who had to care for her sick husband for years and years and years. And then he finally passed away. And she faced suffering in her missionary work and with her relationship with her husband, like none of us can really probably even imagine. And out of her suffering, God did something beautiful where she was able to write down so many things that have encouraged me, but millions and millions of other people. If you're going through a hard time, I really encourage you to get Streams in the Desert. If you like the old language, they still have that old version where she first wrote it, but they also have an updated version if you would just like to have modern language. But Streams in the Desert is such a great one to add. And then, of course, there's Bible scriptures that are referenced, and you can look those up and open up your Bible that way. What I've been doing recently that I have to share with you if you are a creative. I didn't know about it just because I'm with the Assemblies of God. Fellowship. And I had never really heard about this talk, but I guess it's kind of big in Baptist circles. And one of my Reformed Christian friends told me about it. Inductive Bible Study. So this is a book. I don't know if you can see the cover, but it says Praising God Through Prayer and Worship with Kay Arthur and Pete Delancey. And really, it's just an instruction thing. Every single day has just a little bit of instructions. And what you do is you open up your Bible to whatever chapter it's talking about, and you get to pull out your markers. And this is so fun. This is totally new to me. So in Psalms, for instance, I'll just open this up. It's all about Psalms. So this is kind of what it looks like when it's, you get to like draw circles, and like God gets a purple triangle colored in with yellow. And it's just a way to be artistic and creative right away in the morning. And it's really helping me to see how God is all throughout the scriptures. And then how did David, the writer, or the other writers, man, us humans, kind of connect in there with God. And you pull out different words. And I Googled and found this on the internet. Kay Arthur put it out there. It's like a cheat sheet for all the special Bible words that you might want to highlight, and kind of the little artistic flair that you put around the words. It's called Inductive Bible Study. If you have not tried it, I encourage you just to get a study and give it a try. I know that this one will not take me all year. I started in January, and I think I'm about halfway through. But this is just another way that you can be creative and grow in your relationship with God. And so it's fun to do that, and then take that time to pray and to just draw closer to Jesus. So Christian women, creative Christian women, if you're looking for something new, I hope those ideas will inspire you. One more thing that I want to just put out there is Bible, Bible Hub, the app, or going right on the internet. If there's something that you're like, that is beautiful. Like sometimes I read it in the Bible and I'm like, that is so beautiful. I wonder what that's really saying. If you want to dive into specific words, it does not take a Bible scholar degree anymore. You can go on Bible Hub, either the app or the website, and dive into certain words. And it makes you feel so smart. At least I feel so smart when I do that. But I also get to understand the beauty of God's word in a new way. So those are just a few ideas if you're looking for a switch up in your morning routine with Jesus. After I do that, then I usually take a shower. But here's the caveat. This is just something I learned. A life coach, a business coach, told me when I was kind of like complaining, like, but all my best ideas, I feel like they're in the morning, and then I've got to get ready. And for me, it takes an hour to look this good, ladies. Seriously though, you shower, you have to do your hair, you have to do your makeup. Like, I don't know, it takes too long. And then by then, sometimes all my ideas feel like they're gone. And she said, well, who told you that you can't first work a little and write down all of your ideas? Like, I love to write. And so why can't you just start your day like that and then take a shower? And I'm like, I don't know, because the rules, right? I want to encourage you today. Are you following unwritten rules for your morning routine that everyone else does? So you feel like you should probably do it, but you don't even want to do it, or you don't even like to do it. Today, I'm giving you permission, ladies. Like, just stop doing that or switch it up. Figure out what works for you. So what I did is, if I am full of those ideas and I'm like, I just have to write this stuff down, I give myself the grace, because I work at home. I have the opportunity to do this, and I will end up working for sometimes an hour, even sometimes 2 hours or more, before I get in the shower. And so I just want to encourage you, when are you at your best? Is it in the morning? And what could you and should you do during that time to make use of when you're at your best? If it's in the afternoon or evening, that's another story. We can talk about the rest of the schedule another time. But for your mornings, if you have the opportunity to get at what you love, to do it when you're like at your primed, go for it. Then take the shower. And that's what I do. And when I go in the shower, I want to encourage you guys, if you like variety like I do, and if you don't like it to be boring, I actually switch up my products. I don't always use the same products. So depending on shampoo, conditioner, soap, even my razors, I'll use different razors. Just like find variety in the little things. And it just helps you stick with that same routine in a new way. Then when I go and I get ready, I just say spoil yourself, even if it's just on one or two products. I have been like needing to have a budget for many, many years. My husband is a pastor, and we haven't always made a lot of money. And especially when I stayed home with my kids, and even now as an entrepreneur, like I'm not quite rolling in the dough yet. So we have to be tight on our budget. And so what I do is share with my family members about the things that I love. And then sometimes I'll get gift cards or they'll actually give me gifts. And one of my all-time favorite companies, I'm kind of hippie, like I'm like a hippie, I guess. I'm earthy in a lot of ways, except I hate camping. I love not camping. I love anything that's not camping. But I love like the whole hippie vibe and the free vibe. And these products by Aveda are super like they smell like the earth, actually. So you might not like them if you're like a really floral type girl, but if you're earthy, down to earth, this one is Damage Remedy. And this I put into my hair right when it's still wet before I blow dry it or anything like that. And honestly, it's been helping to not have my hair get so damaged on the ends, to put this Damage Remedy in every single day. And I just love how it smells. And then, like when you move your hair and you're like, oh, I smell it again later in the day. I love that. My second favorite is this hydrating lotion from Aveda. And this is just something I use on my hands, my arms, like sometimes up here, just so I smell it, because there's not a lot you can see. And then I just use unscented lotion the rest of the day. But I just encourage you, like, what is one or two products that you can spoil yourself with every day that make you feel good, that make you like, I just feel spoiled, honestly. I'm like, oh, I just love when I get to use my Aveda products because they're really expensive, actually. They're not worth that price. But if you can get them as a gift, or you have some connections or something, you get a special gift, go out and get your favorite thing, ladies. That's my encouragement to you today. So I curl my hair. I put on my makeup, always using different makeup. Put in the comments if you have makeup you love, because I'm always ready to try anything new. I basically have stuck to Walmart, and CoverGirl is kind of where I've landed. I have some friends that do Seint, Seint. And so I sometimes will use their products, and then I end up putting CoverGirl over it because I don't know, I just need something else. Maybelline has made my eyes itch, and so I've stopped using that. But let me know, is there any kind of brands that you say are so good for makeup? I would love to hear. After I do my makeup, then oh, I wanted to say this, because it is such a time stealer. I feel like I want to be productive. I want to be doing something important with my day, and I have to get ready and do my hair and do my makeup. This is prime opportunity, ladies, if you are multi-passionate, to dive into some of those other passions that you care about. What are you interested in that maybe it isn't your full-time gig, but you want to learn about it? I have had stints where I just dive into a certain subject and learn all I can about it and just eat it all up for a long time. And then sometimes I don't listen again for a while. I listened to everything Enneagram for quite a while. I love the Enneagram. Like I mentioned, I'm an Enneagram 8. And Typology is one of my favorites with Ian Morgan Cron. It's just a casual show, but you'll get to hear about the different Enneagram types, and you'll be able to recognize yourself and your friends when you hear other people talk about that. Because I'm an online business owner, in case you guys are into business, Kate Doster is with Inbox Besties, and she sometimes has some attitude and some language, but I think she's hilarious. And I learned so much from her about online marketing, and I love her. And then the queen, of course, Amy Porterfield, has Online Marketing Made Easy. If you are not listening to Amy Porterfield yet, I highly suggest it. She will teach you all about anything online marketing, anything online business. You'll get an idea of what opportunities are out there for your business and how you can make the best of it. And then I'm a pastor's wife too, and there's a new one that I just started listening to called Pastors' Wives Tell All. And it is hilarious. These three ladies have come together from different denominations, Christian ladies, and they just talk about what life is like in ministry. And so if you're a ministry leader in any way, I highly recommend Pastors' Wives Tell All on Instagram. Get on there and follow them. They're hilarious, and they've got really funny reels too. Another one that I love when I'm in a different mood is called The Savvy Painter. And it's actually an oil painter. Antrice Wood is her name. And it sounds funny that you would actually listen about painting, but it is so fascinating to hear how these painters that she interviews paint their oil paintings or other kind of paintings. And it's one of those things where it's just like you feel so like relaxed listening to it, but at the same time inspired. And so check out The Savvy Painter. I also sometimes listen to online courses. I love Audible. So some of the books that I've enjoyed lately on Audible is Atomic Habits by James Clear, which is talking about some of the same kind of stuff. If you have not read Atomic Habits yet, it's one that I knew I should read. But when I finally read it, I'm like, what? Well, read it. I listened to it. And then Mother and Son by Eggrichs, Eggrichs. I have 2 boys, and this is helping me so much to learn how important it is to respect my boys as little men. And if I had little boys, lady, if you have a little boy, go get this book. Seriously. It's called Mother and Son by Eggrichs. I wish I had it when they were littler, but I'm learning a lot right now that I can still use. And then if you're just looking for a novel, if you have not read or listened to The Book Thief, do it. It is one of the longest books in existence, I'm pretty sure, but it has the most beautiful writing. It's my all-time favorite novel. I listened to it on Audible, and I don't know if it was 30 hours long. Honestly, it's really long, but you want to listen to it, and so you just keep going back and like binging it. It was so good. So use the morning time that you have where you can't really be writing or you can't be like looking at your computer to take in that information. If you're multi-passionate, to learn about the things that you care about, to decide on what do you want to do next? What do you want to spend more time on next when you are able to go in and take a look at those things? So after I'm all ready, getting my hair, I go off into my day and let me know, would you like to hear about like the rest of the day? Like, how do you schedule, especially when you have so many different talents or so many different interests? How do you fit it all in? I've got some ideas about that. If you're interested in that, raise your hand or put a little emoji in the comments. I would love to hear from you about that. I am just so excited to meet with you guys today. I think that as Christian women, we need to be always trying to live our best life and always looking for growth and ways that we can grow personally and spiritually and relationally and how we can make a bigger impact on the world. And so I hope that today I've offered you some ideas for how you might switch things up to improve your life, to improve your days, to improve your morning for sure. Because really, it is my goal to help you to go after all of God's purposes. My big dream is to mobilize Christian women to change this world. And I really believe that as you alter your own story, you really will change this world by starting in your own sphere of influence and doing it in your own way. So go get them today. Do it in your own way. Make this world a beautiful place just because you're in it, and what you have to say and what you have to offer is so worthy and so amazing and wonderful. If you'd like to personally message me, I'd love to connect with you a little bit more. But have an awesome day, guys. Have a wonderful day. Take care, lady. Bye-bye.